This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'd like to thank everybody who's been coming to the channel, liking, subscribing, leaving the comments, whether positive or negative. Much love and respect to everybody who logs on into the chat room for sure. Hope everybody's day is going pretty well in general. You know what I mean? I've always got to give my disclaimer at all times. Because a lot of people lay claim on me, calling me a pastor, minister, and things of that nature. And I gotta let them know that I'm not those things. Not saying that the Lord can make me that, but don't lay a title on me that wasn't given. So we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about pastors who get arrested. So that's the topic for today. What's up, Levy, Joshua? You got to get your own camera. You got to get your own cool pics. 500. You know what I'm saying? Lonnie Davis, Poppy. What up, Poppy? David F. Greetings, everyone. So we had to talk about, them pastors who get arrested and things of that nature. What's going on in the news? It seems like every day, a pastor, a so-called pastor, a so-called pastor, is arrested. You got these creeps behind the pulpit who come in with hidden agendas and things like that. So they use positions like becoming a pastor, a coach, a teacher, anything that evolves around, little kids and teenagers and things of that nature. Absolutely, at Tasha Johnson, you call them false prophets. I agree. I definitely agree. You know what I'm saying? They placate with the people's bonds. And I'm not saying people are stupid, but I'm saying that a lot of people's minds, are vulnerable. They put this type of trust in somebody that is called a pastor. Even little Boosie he was ordained. He was ordained as a so-called minister. So a regular Joe Schmo could get an ordination off the internet, easily. Anthony Johnson said, "God bless you, brother. Put them false prophets on blast." Them all. Absolutely. That's what I aim to do, to put false prophets like that on blast on here. Whether they family like it or not. I really don't care. Somebody in the comment section yesterday when I exposed those preachers who was arrested for sexual misconduct. He stated that God would, he said, don't condemn them. What if it was you? Now, let me answer that question to the person who said that comment yesterday in the comment section. You said, what if that was me? Now, that pastor had a little girl at his house. You know what I'm saying? That pastor told the little girl to come in his basement and to sit on his lap. Now, let's get this clear. Tony Harvin ain't never ever gonna do that and never will. You understand that? So you cannot compare me to some pastor who have a hidden agenda for little kids and little whatever sick mind he had. So to that person who said that in the comment section yesterday, nah, not here. It won't be me. So don't put that on me. You know what I mean? Definitely, it definitely won't be me. So don't. To that person who wrote that comment stating that it could have been me or anybody else, don't do that, because that's not true. That is not true. Never, ever will I ever put myself in a situation like that. Ever. Even when I greet women, hey, how you doing? Handshake or hug. You know what I mean? Like I said to other lives, you got to give that space. You got to get that forearm when you hugging women and stuff like that. And I look up to make sure there's cameras around and things like that. So in case somebody has a wicked agenda to say, oh, he did this to me, oh, he said that to me, sexual harassment. Listen, I'm always alert. I have a phone. Put the recorder on. You know what I'm saying? Put the recorder on your phone and stuff like that, so you'll be justified. You know what I'm saying? That's proof. So I'm always a step ahead of things, man. So to that person right there, I've been a step ahead for years. For years already. All right? David S says greetings everyone. Charles Smith said you got arrested 40 years ago on false charges. Family came and got me from the jail hallway, and you said I left that racist city and never looked back. Well, listen, man, understandable. And I've been arrested before. You know, I was arrested as a teenager, 16, 17 years old. I was arrested playing a prank because I'm a jokester. That's why. Playing a prank, you know. That was me. I like to make people laugh. I used to like, well, I still do like to make people laugh and things of that nature. That's what I got arrested for. You know, my mother came and got me and called me a knucklehead. You understand? But it is what it is, you know. That was when I was 16, 17. I'll be 38 on Monday, you know. Thomas says, blessings everyone. Hester says hello. Josh says, you're responding to the haters part 2. Had you crying. That was just a random video that I just thought about for sure. Carmen Richardson says, someone told me not to share it too. Listen, share the truth. Don't listen to these people. Share the truth. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a so-called preacher being exposed, whether it's scriptures, whether it's a man of God preaching the truth lined up with the scriptures, share the truth. You know, there's always people in my inbox. There's always people texting my phone like this cat Jansen Williams and his brother and his boy JP. They always trying to blow my phone up, making videos, telling me not to promote this, not to promote that, talking against the truth of God and stuff like that. I don't care what these people say. I've been pushing this message for what, 6-7 years now already. You know, nothing ain't gonna stop me. You know, these people will come up with their so-called lies and whatever the case may be. I'm still gonna push the truth. You know what I mean? The truth is still growing. So they can say what they want. They can say don't share this. They can share that. Okay, all right. I don't who the JP I know. The JP I know. That's the wrong JP, man. That's the wrong JP, sir. I thought he was the JP that I knew, but it wasn't. You said it's two. It's actually 3 JPs. It's 3 of them. One who knows Dory Love, the one you know, and the one I know. So it's actually 3. So when he came on my chat room, I'm thinking he's the JP that I know. Obviously he wasn't, but he came incorrect, so he got checked. I don't care who he is, whether he's your boy, whether he's Dory Love Peoples, I don't care. You come here with disrespect, you're gonna get checked. JP, Jansen Williams, Anthony Williams, who cares? You know, come here with some respect. And he was talking with crazy disrespect. He was talking like with threats and things like that. And I don't take threats lightly. You know, if you saying you outside and stuff like that, well, you don't know where I live, but even if you did, if you saying you outside and you know you're making all these threats, I gave an example. I said there was a guy named Willie Wester who made the same threats, who talked about my kids and things like that years ago. I told y'all to go on Google Ariel Wester. That was his daughter. I don't wish death on people, but his daughter was killed by a drunk driver. You got to be careful how you talk to people. You got to be careful what type of threats and what type of curses you spew towards people, because it will come back around on you if you don't repent, if you don't have a sorrowful heart for it. So you need to go check your boy JP seriously, Mr. Jansen Williams. You know, because obviously I don't know that JP, and he don't know me. You know what I'm saying? It's a different ball game when somebody is on YouTube and somebody off of YouTube. You know, the Tony Harvin off of YouTube is a Tony Harvin you think is not. You said he is from Wisconsin and don't know nothing about you, but you accused the wrong person. Are you that dumb? I just told you, obviously, that was the wrong JP then, and you still going on, man. Josh, Anthony Johnson, Levy, you says I still try to make people laugh, but I'm just cautious of what I say. Yeah, absolutely. You know, in these days, this world is like more sensitive than before. You know what I mean? I used to be a straight jokester, whether I'm at work and stuff like that. I had to thumb it down because a lot of people are sensitive. You know, a lot of people are sensitive, you know, in these days, you know. All right, Christian Z says, keep up, keep it up, boss. God is great. God is awesome. Absolutely, you know, absolutely. Katie Jones says, Lord, these men and this this feminine energy, you know. Listen, Mr. Jensen Williams, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You could say this, you could say that. Honestly, I don't care. I don't think about you people. I don't think about people like you, rather, excuse me. As far as like haters like you know, or JP or whoever, you know. You said that's the other JP is from Arizona told me you said we had beef. What do I look like having beef with anybody on here? Who says the word beef in these days anyway? You know, that was back in like grammar school, you know. Ray Smooth says people are very crazy and evil now, so stay prayed up. All right, yeah, that's absolutely. What's up, Tam? Absolutely. You know, like I said, these so-called people, you know that they can get a pastoral position easy. Like I said, it's online. Even little Boosie did it. You know, go online, you pay for some paperwork, you pay for some certificate, or whatever the case may be, and bam, you're a minister. You're an ordained minister. So I think it's the website is like Universal Life Church or something. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. So all you need is a couple dollars to become a pastor. You know what I mean? Online, which is crazy. And truth be told, a lot of people believe those people are really preachers and pastors once they produce some type of paperwork of some sort. Michael Phillips says it caused an arousal in me that was very ungodly. I learned that you don't go around hugging women. I don't care how holy they seem, how holy of a church you might be in, because we're still flesh. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You know, like I said, even handshaking brothers or whatever the case may be, I got this hard forearm, space it out. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You. Sandra Whitmore says, greetings, my friend. A pastor that do that is a pastor of hell. That's why it's so many different false religions out there. They serve the devil in their churches. There are plenty of pervs. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. You absolutely right. Tasha Johnson says, ordained from hell. Joshua Josh, he says he got a question. As a Christian, are there certain jobs we can't do? Stripper. You said sports, boxing, soccer, working for certain companies. That is correct. That is correct, man. I mean, it's basic common sense. You know, we can't do be a porn actor. You can't be a porn actress. You can't be a stripper. You know, but if you're working at Amazon, driving trucks, fine. OnlyFans, as Katie Jones said, he said OnlyFans. You know, if you want to go work in the warehouse at UPS or Amazon, you know, you want to create your own sneakers. That's not contrary to the word. You know, so just be mindful of the certain jobs and careers, you know, you take on for sure. All right. Antonio Bonelia says they soft now, but God soldiers can be rough and tough. Jeffrey, you says greetings, brother Tony. Thank you for your channel. This is what guided me to the way of holiness for sure. That's great. That's wonderful. All right. Corey Finney says it ain't gonna get no better, brother. What's up, Flo? Flow easy. Michael Phillips says our flesh ain't saved yet, but it's waiting to be saved. Our flesh is still that sinful man that it was before we got saved. Can't go around hugging women and expect not to feel anything. Got you. You know? A Christopher Hingley. You funny. You funny. Levy says you work for Amazon. All right? you say you work for Amazon. That's one of my favorite spots to order from, Amazon. You know, if you're an Amazon delivery driver, you know, I think they kind of, you know, getting y'all out of y'all pay. You know, I haven't seen anything 20 or better as an Amazon driver. Bryce Mumford says, oh, and another thing about Amazon, you know, it might be mindful if you're like an Amazon driver, if you work for Amazon, to save your money up. You know, I believe it's around like what, 10 grand to start your own little Amazon business. You know what I mean? If you're qualified for it. So that'd be a good thing. You know, you work at Amazon and, you know, you have aspirations of owning a business. You already I mean, if you're in the warehouse, it's still good. You know, you're still learning about it. You know, you still may have aspirations of becoming an owner, you know, becoming a boss. You know, we don't always want to be in the mindset of just being an employee. You know, you want to have like a boss type of mindset of owning your own business, you know. Yeah, Amazon is still a job, but you still want to be able to grow. You know, you still want to be able to do better. You know, I can't buy a house making $16.50 an hour. You know, I can't buy a house, take care of 4 kids, you know what I'm saying? Medical, dental, vision, college education. I can't do that. You know? So you can say a job is a job, but I can't survive off of that, man. You know? I gotta drive the tractor trailers and all that to survive. You know what I mean? You gotta be mindful. Alright? Hey, Doris Harris says, greetings, brothers and sisters. What's up? What up at Emmett Spears? Yeah, a job is a job. You know, I remember working at McDonald's. It was $5.15 an hour. McDonald's $5.15 an hour. It was a job. It was a job, but you know, hey, you know, like you said, a job is a job. But you know, I wanted to grow and I wanted to elevate, so that's why, you know, I wanted to get my CDL and things of that nature, and hopefully elevate even more. You know. Naomi Hope says, I'll buy a house. My brother would, he says, you'll buy me a house. Oh man, you're funny. You know? Antonio Bonilla says, Whoop has to be in Trinidad soon. Go to truthofgod.com. Truthofgod.com. You know? Truthofgod.com. Tasha Johnson says, that's the same thing as a man from the church going to check on his sister at her house. No, don't do that. If you're going to take a sister with you, or better yet, let a sister go check on another sister. That's correct. That's correct, because a lot of people got hidden agendas. A lot of people undress people in the church. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear. Let's be clear. A lot of people do. I'm talking in the sense of a lot. You know, and they undress a lot of people, a lot, you know. So they come up with a plan, just like those wicked pastors. They come up with a plan. You know, I know sister such and such need a ride home and things like that. I know sister such and such need a ride at this time, so I'm gonna stand by her. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to break conversation with her so I can get her to come in my car and drive her. You know. And I'm going to give her some water so she could be able to go to the bathroom, and we could stop closer to my house so I could let her in to go to the bathroom. These people got hidden plans and things like that. So, yeah, absolutely be mindful and be watchful of people like that. Because they watch, they plot in their head, they plan, they strategize things. They strategize things. You know what I mean? Just like those wicked pastors who get arrested and things of that nature, you know? All right? Adrian Brown says, thanks for keeping it real, for sure. Man. Michael Phillips says, that was in the 80s, huh? McDonald's $5.15 an hour. That was actually 2001. I got $5.15 an hour at McDonald's. Yeah, that was actually 2001, you know? I was 16 years old, so that little bit of money, that was good for me at the time. Bryce Mumford says, I've heard that it's been said that a job equals just above broke. I mean, it depends, man. It depends how you manage your money also. You know, it depends. You know, if you ain't got no kids If you ain't got no bills, you still living with your parents, working at Amazon is cool. But when you go out and get your own place, or you want a house, you want good life insurance, you want good medical and dental and things like that, and then you start having a family, a wife or a husband and stuff like that, you think Amazon, is gonna feed your needs. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. You might have to go from Amazon, go out there, get your CDL. Now you got warehouse experience. Now you got driving experience. Now you could go to a company like a Performance Foods. You could go to the post office to drop trucks, and you're probably making 30 to 35 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Your first year, and just build from there. In a couple of years, you'll be making $40 an hour. Now you got some money for you and your family. You can put some away, so later on you might want to buy a truck. You might want to get a business. You might want to buy property, your own house, rent it out. So you got a plan like that. You know what I'm saying? So Success Johnson says, "What's up, brother? How's your city, Boston?" Boston. I'm not from Boston. You got me confused with C-Rock Smooth. I'm actually from Jersey City, New Jersey, residing right now in North Carolina. C-Rock Smooth is from Boston, Massachusetts. That's where C-Rock is from. That's C-Rock Smooth, But I am a New England Patriots fan, for sure. You know what I mean? Shelly Davis says, "I drove over the road, one of the best jobs ever." Cool. They got some good companies out there. You got Schneider out there. I don't like Western Express. I heard about them. No. They got Performance Foods out there. They got U.S. Foods out there. In the food company, when driving, I think it's good money out there in the food company. It's tough work, but you got the foods are heavy. They frozen. They're more heavier and things like that. And you might be delivering to tight spaces where you got to go up the steps or down the steps in the school where it's crowded, or a hotel or a hospital and stuff like that. So, but it's good money though. It's good money, the food business when driving trucks. You know what I mean? All right. Naomi Hope says, "Long as you keep pushing the truth of God, God will definitely reward you. Stay humble, brother Tony Harvin." All right. Flo says, "They undress you with their eyes." Yeah. Absolutely. And another thing is, one thing about me, if I'm greeting somebody, I try not to look in their eyes too long. No way. If you in the sanctuary, nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I come there for one thing, and that's to hear the word, and what I mean, replenish my spirit for sure. All right. Hester says, "Sad but not true." Sure says, "Stay blessed, everyone on here for sure." Pam Davis, what's up? You say you work at McDonald's, Katie Jones. I mean, hey, you know what I mean? To each his own. Naomi Hope says, "Teach me the pickable fighting skills." Holly Wells, what's up? How you doing? What's up? All right. Tam says, "Everyone's financial situation is different. More money can mean more problems." That's true. That is true. And everyone, which you was listening to Biggie Smalls, he says, "And everyone don't want to live a life chasing a check. Some people are okay with living within their means." I mean, to each his own. But if you got kids and you want them to go to college and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And tuition is what? I don't know, 50 grand? You know what I mean? So if you living within your means and you got kids who want to go to college, scholarships may not come. You know what I'm saying? Some people are comfortable. That's them. Other people are different. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to stay in an apartment. Some people want to stay in a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment for the rest of their life. That's fine. That's cool. But some people want to elevate themselves. You know what I mean? I understand. For sure, I do. Levy says, "I'm working on my own clothing business. I had to put it on pause to make sure I stop doing things continue contradicting to God's word." For sure. You know what I'm saying? So as we was talking about, certain pastors who get arrested, does anybody out there know, like a certain preacher who you was acted with, or you encountered, who was arrested? You know that for surety was arrested. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of creeps out there. It's a lot of creeps. It's a lot of creeps out there. Be careful. Be careful. Straight up. You know what I mean? So thank God for the truth of God. I'm talking about those other people who's at these, I don't know, Baptist, Pentecostal, and all those other churches and things like that. You know? Alright? Alright, Tasha Johnson says, Tam says, just get me a 3-bed, 2-bath, and I'm good with that. Tasha Johnson says, adult talk, when I was 19 in the military, young and vulnerable, I had a pastor from my church tell me it's okay to have with me because it's not. He definitely got checked. Wow, Tasha Johnson. Wow. Wow. You know what I mean? That's just crazy. And truth be told, a lot of them so-called pastors are like that. They're in leadership of a church. You could pick a Joe Schmo, could go online, get an ordination on paper, a certificate. You can go to City Hall, and you can show these credentials and all this other stuff, and you can be licensed. You go to a church, you learn a couple of scriptures, 1 or 2. You start, talking a bit around there, and they'll throw you up in the pulpit. You know what I mean? Whereas though that person has a wicked agenda. Flo, you said when I whistled, my idiot dog barked. I would just, that's the only term I could use when someone says that term, as Tasha Johnson said on here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna use, and y'all would know what that means. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as I was saying, it's a lot of creeps out here. It's definitely a lot of creeps out here for sure. You know what I mean? So just be very mindful of those type of people, out here. All right. Naomi Hope says, Lord, Jezebel spirit. All right. Bryce says the eyes are the windows to the soul. I think I heard that the other day. Somebody comment that. You know what I mean? I think I did hear that. What's up at Mr. Germany? Mr. Germany, how you doing? You said you're definitely telling the truth. Some are in denial. Absolutely. Derek Jenkins says that's the mentality the government have set in many young minds. For sure. All right. Michael Phillips says, Michael Phillips said, I went to prison for bank robbery and spent 8.5 years in prison. God never gave up on me. He just used me. He just used that to draw me closer to himself. I'm better for it now. All right, at Michael Phillips. That's for sure, man. I'm glad all is well. I'm glad you came across the truth in general. You know what I mean? For sure. All right. Hollywell says, be careful out there, ladies and guys. The devil is really busy. Okay. Tasha Johnson says Satan can transform himself into anything and anyone. You're right. You're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? You said just because he's quoting the word of God doesn't make him a man of God. I agree. Definitely. You says, remember, Satan knows the word. You're right. You're absolutely right. And, a lot of those people, they manipulate the word of God. They placate with the word of God. They use the word of God to try to lure people in for their hidden agendas. You know what I mean? So that's every day or every week is a so-called preacher in the news. For 95% of the cases be like sexual conduct or sexual assault. It's always something dealing with something sexual with these so-called preachers. And 99% of them are men. You know what I'm saying? 99%. You know, 99% for sure. And many of them are married. You know, you says, did I hear about Arilana Miller? Who's that? Who is Arilana Miller? You said Arlena Miller or whatever that name is. I'm gonna look it up right now because I don't know who that is. We gonna look this person up right now. Oh, you said that's a college cheerleader. That's a college cheerleader you talking about. You said college cheerleader from North Texas found dead after posting heartbreaking note on Instagram. Ariana Miller said she has been dead inside for too long. Huh? And you says, and that it isn't anyone's fault for the decision she was making. So basically she committed suicide. Right? Right? She committed suicide. Wow. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Wow. I mean, phew. Wow. Mental health. But I ain't gonna use that as an excuse. Like, oh wow, she's going to heaven. We ain't gonna use that. It's a sad case, but we ain't gonna use that. You know what I mean? We definitely ain't gonna use that. You know. So yeah, I just seen the little news clips on that. You know, it's crazy. All right. Tasha Johnson says, "Stop whistling." All right. Tam says Kevin Samuels, and I just heard some of his stuff recently. He sounded a little bit ignorant, you know what I mean? He do. You said Kevin Samuels' sister have a GoFundMe around talking about he didn't have life insurance. No women over 27 better not donate. And he probably didn't. He probably didn't have life insurance and things like that, because when you're a speaker of that caliber, and you're getting paid to speak here or speak there, you're just getting a check. You're not you ain't working for nobody. You're self-employed. You're getting a 1099. So all that other stuff you got to do for yourself. But a lot of people who's a self-employed person, they see all that money. If he's getting 10 grand to speak somewhere, of course he got to take 30% off that for the IRS. And then you got to worry about state taxes, and then you got to worry about medical, dental, vision, and all those other things. Life insurance, if you got kids, so you're taking 30% off your 10 grand, and then you got to worry about those other things, which that's another 30% probably. So he's left with what, 4 grand, So he probably didn't want to spend that money on getting life insurance. I'm just hypothetically speaking. So he probably didn't have life insurance. He probably didn't. All right. Prudent Knight says there's more fake pastors than the real ones that the most you've seen. Cool. You right. Levy said, okay, I read that one. All right. Tasha Johnson says, Tony, if you look these so-called pastors in the eyes, you see hell because the darkness in them comes forth. Blessed Tone says peace for sure. Toriano says life is too good. You're right. Levy says she committed suicide and left a note stating why and how she let the devil win. Huh. Wow, that's crazy. What up, Sylvia James? That's crazy. And we just talked about suicide the other day. You know what I'm saying? We just talked about suicide the other day. So that's crazy. What up, Howard Taylor? Hope all is well, man. Hope all is well, for sure. You said blessings to you. Blessings right back unto you. Everything is good. Just relaxing from the gym. Just relaxing. On the live, we talking about, pastors who get arrested. So I hope all is well. What's up, Aaron Sparrow? Lorna, what's up? How you doing, Lorna? Emmett Spears. All right. You says some cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs Construction contractors cut the internet cable and phone service line to my entire area where I live, so I'm using my unlimited data for internet access. Emmett Spears says, for sure, for sure, for sure. Okay, we have a heckler. we have a heckler as always. We have a heckler as always. It's always somebody. You know, we talking about pastors who've been arrested, but they want to come in the live chat to say something. I don't know. Mr. Jansen Williams. He says, and will take your children for the talebearing and false witnessing you have committed. I declared, just you did on that brother you spoke about, whom daughter died. Watch your mouth, Mr. Jansen Williams. That's to you, Mr. Jansen Williams. Naomi Hope, what's up? I see you. Doris Harris says, I agree with you, Tony. To each his own. I work hard for my kids, and when they left the nest, I got myself a comfortable 2-bedroom apartment. Being 64, I have time now to get to know the Lord. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's great. Absolutely great. Tasha Johnson says, and another thing, with these false prophets, you have to be very careful who you allow to lay your hands on. Yeah, you're right. I agree with that for sure. For sure. Even when I didn't know better, you know, at a former church, and they would have like different preachers come and want to lay hands on people, I wouldn't get up. You know, I would not get up. You know, I would not get up. Howard Taylor says, pastors that's getting locked up is really sad overall. Yeah, absolutely. Veteran Smith says, pastors are just people who make mistakes. That's why we look to God and not to pastors. When a person takes on a pastoral role, you know, they take on a great responsibility in leadership. And we're talking about people who have a hidden agenda. You know, what if Joe Schmo got a hidden agenda and got the itch for little kids? So Joe Schmo, he know he could buy a pastoral certificate online and get it, go to a church, get in the office of a false church, and he know he can do his thing by the things he planned out in his mind. We're talking about those type of people. That's what we're talking about. You know? Aaron Sparrow says, Jansen Williams, we still going to the Chicago Bears game? he ain't gonna go. He ain't gonna go. Jansen Williams ain't gonna go. He's not. You know, it's a lot of violence in Chicago. Jansen Williams is from Chicago, and we're gonna look up the homicides that's going on in Chicago as of 2022, because this guy, you know, he runs his mouth a lot on here about claiming he know the truth. So, all right. So 197 victims were killed in Chicago as of 2022. 197 victims were killed. You know, and this is the 5th month of the year. So we're going to divide that. All right. I'm going to get this calculator, since Mr. Williams is from Chicago and he claimed he's speaking a lot of the truth. We're going to divide that by 5. So that's 39 shootings in Chicago per month. That's a killing per day. Mr. Jansen Williams, you're from Chicago. You're from Chicago. Average of 39 shootings a month in Chicago. You spend all your time talking against this channel and talking against other channels who post the truth. But yet, you spend your time, you know, talking against us. You're wasting your time. Why don't you go out there, go to the hood, as I told you before, go to the urban areas, go to the hood, and you could talk your truth to those who need it. You know what I'm saying? Those who killing themselves. Ain't nobody shooting on here. It's not the Wild Wild West on here as somebody just mentioned. You know, it's not the Wild Wild West. You know, you talking about this person and you talking about that person, but in your own city, that you live in, there's a death a day, shootings. You know, so if you're a black brother, you're a so-called Hebrew Israelite, you know, you a brother, you know, why are you not going out there in them streets, you know, talking to those youth who really need that? You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't doing that? Why you ain't doing that? That's facts right there. That's facts. Look, y'all go look on the internet. Go look at how many homicides Chicago has right now. 197. Divide that by 5. It's going to be 39.4. You know, so that's a little over a death a day, and shooting deaths a day. You know, gang violence and things like that. But yet, Mr. Jansen Williams, a Hebrew Israelite, a person who always coming on this channel, claiming he know the truth, but yet he can't go out there and talk to those youth out there. You know what I'm saying? He can't do that. He can't do it. He too scared. He can't do that. He can't do that. He can't. You know? He can't do it. He can't do it. I know he can't do it. I know he can't do it. You know? I know he can't. He can't. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those Poindexter's type of guys. You know? You said talk about the Hebrew Israelites the next one. He said talk about the Hebrew Israelites the next one. That's a good one. That's a definite good one. You know? But those Hebrew Israelites who be on the corner and stuff like that, like back in my hometown, Jersey City, New Jersey, if you go 10-15 minutes to Newark, New Jersey, you will see the Hebrew Israelites downtown Newark, New Jersey. You know? So I give them just a little bit of credit for being out there. But when you got guys like Jansen Williams, he's not one of those type of Hebrew Israelites. You know, he's not one of those type of Hebrew Israelites. I just give him a crumb of credit just because they stand out there in the hood and stuff like that. That's it. You know, nothing else. I ain't talking about their truth. You know, they yelling at people and stuff like that. I agree. You know what I'm saying? But this guy Jansen Williams, he does the same thing as far as like yelling and stuff like that. But he ain't going outside. He ain't going outside. So that'd be a good topic though to talk about. You know, Hebrew Israelites for sure. You know what I mean? All right. Howard Taylor says he's not going to that area because it's not in him to do it. He has only lip service. He said lip service. All right. What's up, Lisa Carr? How you doing? Texas is in here. Texas is in here for sure. You know. Hollywell says set Pastor Jennings on him. He definitely needs the word of God. Jansen Williams, he came to an event one time. He came to a Truth of God event one time, you know, and he got ushered out. He got ushered out, you know. He got ushered out. He came to a Louisiana event, you know, and he got ushered out. He actually he almost got ushered out twice before, you know, but the second time he came to Philly, I was there, you know. He came with his wife. And this guy is from Chicago. He's from Chicago. He's came to Louisiana to a Truth of God event. He got ushered out. And then he spent more of his money to come to Philadelphia from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Black Seth says, be careful of those trigger fingers when a keyboard is in front of them. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know? So, back to the topic at hand, you know, about these, you know, pastors who get arrested and things like that. We was really touching on, the charges that most of them get arrested for is for sexual offenses. Sexual offenses, and I'm not even gonna call them pastors in general. Howard Teller said he need to get saved for real. That's the problem. I agree. Megan Williams says spending all that money fighting against God. He said spending all that money fighting against God. That's true. That's true. Emma Spirit says I don't think Holmes want to go to the Big Apple acting a fool. He'll get dealt with. I mean, yeah, and they got to be careful on here. They definitely got to be careful, for sure. Guys like Jansen Williams and stuff like that. Because people have family members on here. People have old friends on here who still look out for people, And my family members might be in Chicago. They might be. Or this person's family might be in Chicago and you sitting here talking crazy against them. You sitting here making threats, and things like that. So just be mindful of how you talk to people in general on here. Be mindful because a saved person, they friends and they former friends or family may not be saved. Just because they don't agree with the person who's saved, they still would take up for their family members. They still will take up for their friends or their ex-friend. So you gotta be careful what you say to people on here, Mr. Jansen Williams and his homeboy JP. Be careful. Be careful. Aaron Sparrow says the Lord is giving these false prophets time to repent or he will blow their candle out. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And another thing about those false prophets who get arrested for like sexual misconducts, my thing is they probably been did it already. They probably been did it already. And just now getting caught for it. They just now getting caught for it. You understand? So it's almost like, hypothetically speaking, if Pastor A been having that same agenda for 50 years, but he just now got caught. He just now got caught after 50 years for one thing, but he been did hundreds of stuff that he didn't get caught for. That some victims is probably scared to come to the forefront. That's crazy. That's crazy. Tasha Johnson says, talking out of turn can get you. That's true. That's true. That's absolutely true. Destroy Charles says, hey, my brother, I love your videos from Gino. Keep up the good work for sure. For sure, for sure. Shelly Davis says, what bothers me is when people still support these fake pastors after they found out they was messing with a child. Yeah, that's true, as Shelly Davis. It was somebody in the comment section trying to take up for that false prophet that I put out yesterday. It was trying to take up for him. Like, people make mistakes and stuff like that. What's up, Gregory? It was like people make mistakes and things like that. Listen, when you in leadership like that, no way, no, a false prophet like that had to have a hidden agenda. They had to have done that before. They had to have done it before. It's just sad that a lot of victims, they don't want to come forward because they're scared. Because maybe the victims are 11 years old, 12 years old, and then a false prophet probably instill fear in them, as if they're going to kill this person. So the victims are scared to come forth. They won't even tell their parents. And it's crazy. Like I said in the video yesterday. You know what I mean? I always tell my kids, is anybody bothering you? Is anybody, if you got kids, I always ask my kids, is anybody bothering you? Is anybody making you feel uncomfortable? Let daddy know. I don't care what they say. Let me know, please. Whether it's a teacher, whether it's a security guard in school, whether it's a janitor, whether it's the classmate, the bus driver, whoever, let daddy know. Please let daddy know, for sure. You said, what do I think about Noel Jones and Joel Osteen? Noel Jones, I remember I think I saw, what is that? The preachers of LA. I think I browsed through it years ago. I don't know. He was dealing with a lot of women in there. I think, but I haven't really watched him too much. Joel Osteen. I think he's a motivational speaker. He's not more so of a preacher. He's more so of a motivational speaker. And a lot of them, they get it confused, calling themselves a pastor or just being a speaker. Simple as that. You know what I mean? All right. Howard Taylor says, "What's done in the dark is coming to the light. Count it on. Count on it." All right. Derek Jenkins says, "What about the victims who are misled?" What do you mean? What do you mean by victims being misled? As far as like, are you talking about, let's say, if Pastor A tricks a 13-year-old to try to accomplish a mission of those type of wicked ways that he's trying to do? Is that what you're talking about? At Derek Jenkins, I missed the comment. Lisa Carr says sexual offense is a thought out plan. True, absolutely, because it's been played in the mind over and over before the initial act. You're right. We definitely touched on that for sure. Definitely touched on that. We definitely touched on that. Shelley Davis says every parent should have that conversation with their child. For sure, for sure. All right. Okay. All right. It's 4 o'clock. We're about to conclude this live. I'd like to thank everybody for coming on. Much love, much prayers to everybody. It's 4 o'clock. Y'all know the kiddies come out of school around this time. So hope everybody have a wonderful day, a wonderful dinner. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend if you got it off. For sure. Be on the lookout for more videos, or another live might be coming. I don't know. Maybe later on, maybe we continue this live. Maybe. But I appreciate everybody for commenting with the feedback in the chat room, sending off encouragement, sending off great comments and things like that. Even those to the haters who was low riding. Much love and respect to everybody. Katie Jones, Shirley Davis, Howard Taylor, Derek Jenkins, Vanessa, what is that? P, Sylvia James, Naomi Hope, everybody in the chat room. I'm concluding. Levy, Levy says, felt like you was punching me in that last video. You funny at Levy. But everybody, have a safe day. Peace.